Learning English is much easier now than it was in the past. In my time, it was so difficult because there were no opportunities. There was only one advantage that I took from was BBC three-band radio. So that was the only thing I had. There was no electricity. Even after electricity came, I found that there was only one means that I could use for learning English. That's why I listened to BBC World Service Radio for 33,000 hours. It was because I listened to it continuously while I was doing my mathematics. It was not easy to study any other subject. It was only easy when I was doing mathematics. That was the only time, right? So when I was away, when I was moving around, I kept the radio through and radio BBC World Service on the air. Well, while taking bath, I was also listening to BBC. But you understand, learning English from BBC, well, it wasn't easy because the language was difficult and it was official language. There was no conversation. At one point, I bought three cassettes along with my friend, and it was so rubbish. All three cassettes were quite invalid. All I had advantage was I practiced with my friend. He's now in England, but we spent a long time together. I was with him for kind of 16 years, and we practiced a lot. But the thing was that we were busy with studying mathematics, physics, chemistry. I was, SSC and HSC science group, so everything kept me busy. Another advantage that I took was British Council Library. For a long period of time, I spent a long time there listening to a lot of cassettes. At the time, I had a book that in the library, whatever is said was in the book. So, reading while listening, that was the only way. But it was not all the time possible because in the library, you understand, it's not always possible to be there. British Council Library, Rajshahi at Malopara. It was open from 2 to 7 o'clock. Even when I was busy with my intermediate courses, I was doing my intermediate at Rajshahi New Government Degree College. It was between 1989 to 1991. Even when I was busy with my intermediate, because you understand science very difficult. It takes a very long time, and the syllabus very big compared to the time stipulated. Still, I used to go to British Council. I spent there from 2 to 7 in the evening. After that, I was a little bit tired. I used to stay with the staff of the British Council. Many people thought that I was one of the employees in the British Council Library. No, I wasn't. Very few opportunities, but you have a lot of advantages. Now you can watch YouTube videos with subtitles, whatever you want, you can get. One of the videos that I usually tell my students and others to practice with is some kind of videos, kind of comedy made by American scholars, they're philosophers, they get people. While watching those dramas, you will enjoy, you smile, you will enjoy. At the same time, you can improve your English. So BBC was the means, it was up to my SSC. So difficult to tune. If you just tune a little less or more, you can't get the proper voice. And if you are crossing, suppose, high-rise buildings, you can't get the network. And you have to buy batteries. That was expensive at the time. I was not rich. My father was rich, but you understand, as a student, parents did not pay much money to the student, whoever. But nowadays, you see parents are spending so much money because only one son, one daughter, or one daughter or son. Just very small family. That's why parents spend a lot of money on their children. At the time, there were so many brothers and sisters. At the time, there was no good culture. The family didn't know that the boys and girls should learn English, buy these materials. I remember when it was in 1993, I was doing my honors first year. I insisted on buying television. It was Philips color television, 21 inches color television. And I used to watch BBC. And at the time, it was not so easy to understand when you listen to some English learning programs or any English video, you have to understand it. If you don't understand, then you can't learn quicker. And the other thing I used to do is I recorded News at 10, I recorded Oshin, that Japanese drama serial, and I used to decode MacGyver. It was so difficult to understand MacGyver at that time. It was so popular, so I used to decode. But I found Oshin, a Japanese drama serial, was very helpful. So in the beginning, I had only one means, that was the three-band radio where I can tune BBC. I like BBC, but I sometimes listen to Moscow radio because it was so easy to tune. Moscow radio wasn't so helpful for learning English, but still, because of the comfortable tuning, I used to listen to. But I mostly listen to BBC World Service. Official language, difficult language. It was not that easy. I couldn't understand in the beginning. In course of time, I learned, I understood a bit. My father was listening to Durban at the time. He was waiting for the 7:30 news from BBC in Bangla. And I thought that why should I wait for 7:30 p.m.? Because if I know English, I can tune BBC World Service anytime I want and I can get any news that I want to learn. It was so, I mean, important that I must learn English. The other thing is that when I watched MacGyver, I was so much interested in watching because it was so nice. It was a great fun, a great entertainment, but I couldn't understand much. So I had to record. I had to record all these programs and kept listening to so many problems I faced. But now students have got a lot of advantages. Just turn on YouTube channel, TikTok, whatever you want, you can get a lot of programs. But you have to understand that watching some drama kind of videos that are written in easy English and are full of pleasure, entertainment, laughter, jokes, and all this can help you the most because you will keep on watching not because you want to learn English, but because you want to enjoy. So you want to know about polymony. So what I do is I make news so that you can watch the videos on polymony or any other person you really want to watch on. If you watch my YouTube channels, OBC News, then what happens? You can watch those were so much in the air, so much that are really, you can say, viral videos. So when you watch the news on Porimon in Bangla, you're not going to improve English. So what I do for you is I make videos that are on news, current news, entertainment news, different kinds of important news, so that you can get to know all the information at the same time. You can also improve your English. So this is how you can improve your English. That could help you a lot. Everywhere you must learn English, otherwise you cannot compete with the world market. And so many programs are in English, you have to understand, otherwise you can't enjoy. Suppose you are a freelance, you want to do something, then you need English. Everywhere you need English. You can't avoid English. But English is fun. Learning English is fun. You have to kill English from different directions. So don't worry. I'll put the link in the description so that you can improve your English linking, clicking on the link that can help you a lot in learning English. So, what do you think about it? Do I say anything that you don't like? If you like this video, you have your comment, you want to learn about something, if you want to ask me a question, just write in the comment section below.